All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at, well, it's a short one, but it's really powerful, you know.
Yeah.
We're going to be checking out Psalm 128
Okay, Psalm 128.
from the New Living Translation, and it's really cool because they actually describe this psalm as a song for pilgrims ascending to Jerusalem.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, you know, you can imagine people on this journey up to the sacred place and they're singing this song. And so what we want to do is kind of go through it verse by verse, unpack it. What are the blessings? What are the ideas? What's the core message? And see what it might mean for us today, you know, thousands of years later.
Yeah, I like that. Like, how does this ancient wisdom apply to our lives?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, verse 1, boom. How joyful are those who fear the Lord, all who follow his ways.
Okay, so right away we're hit with this idea of joy, right? And
Yeah.
it's tied to this phrase, fear the Lord. And I think it's really important. We talked about this before, but to kind of unpack what that means, because in modern times, fear has a very specific connotation.
Yeah, like I'm afraid of spiders.
Exactly. It's like a negative thing.
Yeah.
But in the original context, it was more about a deep respect, a reverence, an awe for a higher power. And it wasn't just about feeling that, but also living in a way that reflects that understanding.
Yeah, it's not just about feeling it. Like it's got to be, it's tied to action.
That's exactly. You see it right there. It says, all who follow his ways. So it's that connection between the inner feeling, the reverence, and then the outward expression of it through your actions, how you live your life.
So it's like walking the walk, not just talking the talk. Okay, so then verse 2, right? We move from this reverence and action to something else. You will enjoy the fruit of your labor. How joyful and prosperous you will be.
So now we're talking about effort and reward, right?
Yeah.
You put in the work, you see the results, and that leads to joy, to prosperity. Pretty direct link there.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know, it just makes me think like in our own lives, when we work hard for something and we achieve it, there's a real sense of satisfaction. It's like, yeah, you know, I did that.
Absolutely. And it makes me think, too, about how, you know, this was written in a very different time. It was an agricultural society. So the fruit of your labor very literally meant the crops you harvested.
Right.
But it wasn't just for yourself. It was for your family, for the community.
Right.
So there's this element of contributing to something larger than yourself,
Yeah.
which I think is really cool. It's like, how does our work today, even if it's not farming, how does it benefit others? How does it ripple out?
Okay. It's a good one to think about. Now, verse 3, we get to family.
Yeah.
This one's really cool because it's like poetry. It uses these images. It says, your wife will be like a fruitful grapevine flourishing within your home. Your children will be like vigorous young olive trees as they sit around your table. I mean, it's beautiful imagery.
It is. It's so evocative, right?
Yeah.
You can picture it.
Yeah.
The grapevine represents abundance, growth, nourishment. And then the olive trees, it's strength, vitality. And that image of them around the table, it just speaks to that close family unit, that sense of belonging and togetherness.
Yeah, and there's like an energy to it. Like it's not just, you know, they're sitting there being quiet. Like it's alive. There's life happening.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now, verse 4 kind of ties back to that first idea. It says, that is the Lord's blessing for those who fear him. So it's really like, boom, this is the connection.
It's coming full circle, isn't it?
Yes.
Like it's emphasizing that those blessings, the family, the prosperity, the joy, they're not just random good things that happen. They're connected to that initial reverence, that way of living that we talked about.
Yeah. And then we move from family to something a bit bigger, you know. Verse 5, may the Lord continually bless you from Zion. May you see Jerusalem prosper as long as you live. So now it's not just about the individual. It's about the community.
Absolutely. And that's such an important point. It's like that personal blessing is intertwined with the well-being of the larger community. It's like that saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. It suggests that our own happiness is connected to the flourishing of those around us.
Yeah, it's like you can't really have one without the other. Okay, last verse, verse 6. Looking forward now, may you live to enjoy your grandchildren. May Israel have peace.
There's that beautiful vision, right? Longevity, the joy of future generations, and ultimately that wish for widespread peace. It's a really expansive hope.
And it's kind of neat how it builds, you know, from the individual to the family to the community, and now it's like out to this hope for peace for everybody.
Yeah, it's a really holistic view of a life well lived, isn't it? You know, it's not just about our own little bubble. It's about leaving a legacy, a positive impact on the world.
So just to recap, we've got joy linked to reverence and action, the fruits of our labor, that beautiful imagery of family, blessings coming from that higher source, and then this expansion to community and a hope for future generations and peace. Hmm.
It's really, I mean, it's packed into these 6 short verses. It makes you think, look, what does prosperity really mean? You know, and how do these ancient ideas, how do they still apply to our lives today on our own journeys?
It's something to really ponder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was a deep dive into Psalm 128. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time on